Hello. That was the pause I tried to do. It didn't work very good. Let me bring the captain in real quick. There we are. Did you hear the applause?
I loved it, John. A
Great
live
applause,
studio
yeah.
audience.
It was fantastic. Studio audience. Welcome to the show, everybody. The Broncos Booze Up week 6. We're hitting week 6, and we've got plenty to talk about. Excuse me. Someone asked me, I believe it was my good buddy Ryan Bolding. He asked me, why does it look like I'm in 1992 and you're in modern times?
Yeah, I think you got to answer that question. That's a good one.
I answered it. I said I had to switch to my laptop because my other computers weren't working well, and I had to choose between good sound and a good camera. Good camera, which you provided me, I still have, but I can't hook them both up. They sell a splitter, right? Don't they sell like USB splitters?
There's always options, John. It's all about how much money we're willing to put into this investment.
Well, maybe not that much, but at least maybe for another 10 weeks or however long the season is. I don't know, 12 weeks. Yeah, so welcome to the show, everybody. We've got plenty to talk about. We're all in good spirits. I'm running out of Broncos things to wear, and so this is a Broncos headband that I have had forever. And I believe it was like, I don't know, you could go skiing with it and just put it over your ears. I think I found it at a thrift store, but it's very nice.
You're thrift shopping like Macklemore.
Oh, I thrift shop all the time. Actually, I haven't thrift shopped in a while because I've gotten the place cleaned up to try to sell it, and I can't fit any more useless crap in here. So I've tried to not buy things at the thrift store. Although I just found, I'm sitting here and I look over to the right, and prominently displayed on the shelf is a. Wait, let me grab it.
Go get it, John.
Yeah,
I'll keep the folks entertained while you're out getting memorabilia.
I'm right here. This is what was prominently displayed on the shelf, like easy to see. Okay, but
yep.
Look.
Oh, the occult Third Reich. I mean, Denver Broncos material.
Big swastikas all over it. And I was like, oh, I go, shit. I better put that away. I mean, it's not like that's not my thing. It's like, it's like they're talking about like, it's kind of like a history thing, but it looks really bad with a big old swastika on there. So I was like, okay, I got to put that away. So good times with that. But yes. So Captain, how are you doing tonight?
Dude, I am feeling fine. I've got some Cutwater Long Island iced teas tonight.
Yeah, how's that?
Oh, they're delicious. Way better than the Blazing Asshole that we had last week.
How did Blazing Asshole treat you?
Well, I will tell you the bottle is empty at this point, and we've moved on, and I don't think we have to revisit it.
Okay, good.
It was an experiment that you brought to my forefront, and it's gone now.
Good. The Cutwater stuff I've never had, but I had some left over after this party that I had almost 2 months ago. And when my oldest son came down from college, I gave it to him, the Cutwater, like, I don't know what it was, like whiskey something. And I said, here, in case some ladies come over. And that I said that out loud. And I figured that was like a ladies drink. I don't know. My wife didn't like it, but I just thought, oh, you can have this laying around if any ladies come over, or 50-year-old Denver Bronco fans.
Thanks, John. Cutwater cocktails are great. I will tell you this. I got a 4-pack for $11.99.
Wow.
At 13% ABV. These will get me through the evening in fine fashion.
Yep.
And leaving my lips loose for some good conversation.
And we're going to do that, but I'm performing an experiment here right now, and I'm going to explain it to you.
I can't wait
after I drink this. Okay?
Oh, what are you drinking? This is not the beer.
This is not beer. This is a scotch. This is a Trader Joe's scotch.
The
Trader Joe's brand scotch. It's like $27 a bottle, which is really cheap for scotch. And it doesn't taste bad. I've had some, but I've got a problem going on. Hold on. Okay, yeah. So I've been having this really bad like heartburn.
Yeah.
And me being the scientist that I am, and not wanting to go to the doctor for every little thing.
Yeah.
You can relate. You can relate. You don't go to the doctor at all. So
At all.
yeah. So I was like, what's causing this? And sometimes I'd get this, like, if I was like drinking a ton or whatever, drinking a lot of coffee, I couldn't figure out like what's causing this. So I was doing little thing. I was leaving something out. I was trying something here and there, and I thought I had it figured out. Maybe it's the remnants of it, but that burned a little bit going down, and not like oh, it's really cheap fucking scotch. It's burning. It just burns. So
yeah,
I'm gonna take it easy. We're gonna see. I'll keep sipping it and see if it gets better. It should.
Okay, I thought we were going to have a conclusion to that story, but I'll drink for you, John. I want your esophagus.
There's no conclusion yet. If there's a conclusion, I will let you know. Like, I thought, oh, suddenly I can't eat green peppers, which is really bizarre. But like, I know people just can't eat green peppers. Like my dad can't eat onions at all. It makes him fucking terrible heartburn. I love onions. I love peppers. I eat all that shit. So I don't know. We're working on it. So we'll keep you updated. So anyway,
we'll put that in the follow-up, John.
We'll put that in the follow-up. So you didn't really, I mean, you came here for Broncos stuff for sure. You came here for the hot Broncos talk, but certainly you want to hear the comedic stylings of me and the captain first. What I hate is when I listen to a podcast that is all about information and they spend the first 7 fucking minutes and 25 seconds talking about their day. Because you're like, oh, get to the info, man. I need to know, who's on the top line for the Pittsburgh Penguins or whatever. So, but you don't come here for that. Well,
John,
sure,
people who listen to us love us. Right?
Exactly. So,
and so if they love us, they want to know what the updates are, and they're concerned about you.
They got to know the updates. So,
yeah.
Hey, other than that, it's always something with me. I really got this terrible heartburn going on, or it's my arm, which is almost healed.
How's that going? We going?
It's almost healed. It'll be 3 months next week. So
when are you getting back on the rink?
I'm already out on the rink. But
look at you, bro.
Yeah, I'm already out on the rink, but I'm not doing anything heavy. I'm not taking big shots or anything yet. I'm not playing any games. I'm just out skating. But if they give me the all clear a week from today, I'm going to get back. I'll be out there soon. So
off the IR. I love it.
That's right. Got to get off the IR. Off the schneid are our Denver Broncos, right?
Yes.
After a little horrific stretch, they got back on track, and in a big way too, beating the Philadelphia Eagles. What was it? It was 21-17, and I believe that you were very positive about them winning, which you always are. I was not. I thought they were going to cover. It was like 4.5 points. I was thinking, okay, they'll hang in there with them, but they're not going to be able to win. I figured, they'll probably come back a little bit at the end, fall short. Well, they came back at the end, and they did not fall short. So bravo to you. You got this one right. We're all elated. Now, I'm gonna throw the wet blanket at some point, so get ready. But just go ahead and let me know your thoughts. How you feeling this fine week after a Broncos victory?
I think the only thing you can encapsulate this is what Dave Logan said, which is this is the biggest win since Super Bowl 50 for the Broncos.
Wow.
You got to look at it. You beat the Eagles at home. We're championship killers. Bo Nix went for 240 yards. I mean, the team has grit. To your point, that first 3 quarters was ugly. And then Bo and the rest of the Broncos score 18 points in the fourth quarter for the win. I was at my mother's 75th birthday party on Sunday, watching that on my phone. Thanks to our good friends
they couldn't put it on TV for you?
No, I was on streameast.ga just in case anybody's interested. But yeah, it was phenomenal to sit there and have some old school vibes of watching a great game in a very tense moment, waiting for my mom to show up and be like, the Broncos won. What's more important, my mother's 75th birthday or this Broncos win? And I felt it was the Broncos win. It was huge. I mean, look, they did all the things we talked about last week. It was establish the run game. It was like, please stop doing penalties. But the one thing they can't stop doing is giving up big plays on third down. And so that is still my biggest problem. But I got to say, overall, it was a huge win. I think, what else is there to recap that nobody else has already talked about?
Well,
I'm elated, especially going into next week in London.
okay, but if I knew nothing about this, if I was enclosed in a like an AirPod case and put away. I'm just trying to like not like a sarcophagus, but it looks like an AirPod case. Okay,
right,
sleek and white. Okay,
sleek and white.
If I was put away and I just opened up and you said that, I would think that they played well the whole game and it was a slugfest and they eked it out. But that is not what happened. They did not play well for 3 quarters, and they really looked pretty bad for 3 quarters. Like, it was pretty much like, oh yeah, the Eagles are just pretty much stopping them. They're not doing much. They're not letting the Eagles do too much, but they're still ahead. I mean, going into the fourth quarter, it was like still 17-3, wasn't it?
Oh, it was ugly.
And I was like, this is terrible. And then when they came back, I was like, oh, the Eagles fell asleep. That's the only thing that happened here. Now, the Broncos, they still did it, right? Which is the important thing. They did it. They were able to overcome this. They were able to win the game. But the Eagles fell asleep because they just I think lost interest in the game. I think they were just like, well, this is over. There's nothing happening here. They're not scoring any points. And I think it just that little bit, and they scored once, and then it was on. So wouldn't you agree that the Eagles kind of let that one slip away?
Look, I think people can analyze this game 6 ways from last Sunday, but I do think, again, the Broncos, like I just said, have grit. 18 points in the fourth quarter is amazing, especially against a team that was supposed to, be undefeated through the season, whatever hopes you want to give. And the Eagles fans will tell you, oh, the penalties, all the things that should have been called. And I would say, oh, hold on, dear sir. Let's look at previous Bronco games during the season and look at calls that should have been made.
Sure.
If you have to rely on a single call to change the outcome of a game, you're not playing the game well enough. But I agree with you. It was a very disturbing slog for the first 3 quarters.
Yes.
But that fourth quarter, it was exciting. And I think the one thing you have to give the Broncos credit for that they haven't had since last season with Bo Nix, I would say is grit. Grit is one of those things you cannot put I would say an equation to, you can't put analytics to. You have to have people who are willing to put their shit on the line. And the team did that, and they did some great things. There were some mishaps. There's some other things in the hot takes section we're going to talk about later that I want your opinion on. But I do think overall, I mean, got to give them credit.
That's fine. I give them credit. And like I said, they wouldn't have won that game a year ago.
No,
even 2 games ago, so that's important. Yes, because they actually were, the door was open for them and they went through. And
yes.
Normally a team will give them a little bit of an open, and they wouldn't do that. So yes, that is encouraging. What's not encouraging, what I think it gives people a little bit of false hope, is just that where were they for the first 3 quarters? They just weren't. They're just nothing. There was nothing going on. It just looked like they were just ramming their heads against the wall. And that could be from the Eagles defense, which is a pretty good defense. But there's probably way more things to be positive about than there is to be negative about, for sure. But there's certainly some things to be negative about that just kind of go, well, they did this, and this is something that's a bit of a pattern that we've already seen. Mm-hmm. It's only 5 games, so but again, even with that, and I will be positive, they could be 5-0 right now.
No, I agree. I mean, look at the stat that came out, I think it was last week, which was like the Broncos have led every game up until the end of the fourth quarter. Like, take that into perspective. The end of the fourth quarter. We fucked ourselves in the last 0.000 seconds with 2 field goals. And to your point, we could be 5-0, but we're not. That's fine. It's not where we're at today.
Probably
But I do.
they don't deserve it. They don't deserve it if they couldn't do it. But it's a very real possibility that they could be, which is freaking great. So what's it, 3-2? 3-2 now?
3-2. We should be in first place if you look for point forers and points against. The Broncos ahead of the Chargers. They are injury prone. They are fucked. The Broncos are winning the Super Bowl. The AI Scott Graham said so.
All right, that's right. Oh, let's okay. If we've covered the game enough, I do want to talk about your love of AI real quick. Yeah, it does look like, you know what? Let me turn this light on. That might be part of it too. I'm like my lighting is just horrible. There, it's
everybody wants to see your face, John.
That's right. Yeah, see my hair growing my hair out.
I love it. You're getting retirement status. That's where I'm headed.
Shit, I wish. No, I just when I had my arm surgery, I think I cut my hair a couple days before it because I was like, well, I always cut my own hair because there's nothing much to cut.
You and me both.
Yeah, so I was like, I'm gonna cut my hair, and I haven't cut it since, and so it's been about 3 months, and I just thought, you know what, I'll just let it go for a bit, see how it turns out. I did this before. Have I told you this story? I grew my hair out a while back, probably, maybe I don't know, like 5 years ago or so. And I was growing my hair out, and this friend of mine died, unfortunately. And so I had to go to his funeral with this kind of like half grown out hair. And I was like, well, shit, I should probably just cut my hair. And because, you go to a funeral, you can't wear a hat. I wear a hat all the time. And so you can't wear a hat to a funeral. So I'm sitting at my friend's funeral, and I've got this horrible hair, right? Because I don't have much hair up top, and it's like not. And when it grew out long, it looked decent, right? It looked decent,
right?
And it was fine. This was not grown out. This was it was probably like around this length, maybe a little bit shorter. It looked terrible. So there I am sitting in the church at this funeral, like derp. And I know people were like, "What the fuck's wrong with his hair? What's going on with this?" So because people I'd seen people before that, and I was wearing a hat, so then I go to the funeral, and there I am with this horrible hair. So anyway, I started growing my hair out, and I was like, well, someone's gonna die. I was like, so but I think I'm past that point, and no one's died, so knock on wood, and
that's good, John.
Yeah, we're good. Goals. It's touch and go for a couple people, trust me. And I was like, ooh, maybe I better cut my hair. So anyway, let's
wait. No, I gotta keep on this topic, man. I gotta ask you a question. You ever have these moments in your life? Because I have these moments in my life now that we're getting older, that you're like, hey, God dang it, if I die tonight, what's gonna be the legacy? What are they gonna find in the house that I didn't want them to find? There's literally a Instagram reel I saw today of this woman who's like, oh God, I love my dad, but went through his cube box or whatever his storage container thing was, and found these old containers, and they were just filled with porn, right? And it just like can't be the legacy I live. So like, God dang it, I'm 50 now. What am I going to leave behind? And I'm like, ooh, that's not the thing I want people to find for me. So let's just start throwing stuff out. Not that I have a huge collection of porn, but I mean other things.
Well, I don't know what those other things are, but most of any porn, it's all digital, right? So it's on like an external hard drive, because like I would take all old pictures and old things, and I was like, well, I don't use this. I'm going to put this on an external hard drive that I can have it. And then I was looking through it. Because I have tons of pictures of like the children and stuff like that. And then I was like, what's this file? And I was like, oh, there's my porn stash, So that's something that they're going to find.
The 1990s kids, man. It's oh, you're going to hoard this just because.
Yeah. So like that was, you had to save that stuff and then reference it later on a computer, but so if they ever combed through that, they would maybe find that. but it's nothing too unsavory. It's nothing like they go, "Oh my God, what was he into?" You know, they wouldn't do that. It would just be like,
No, this one was terrible. I mean, this poor lady was like, it was her dad. And it was like, hey, he's into blah, blah, blah. And you're like, damn, that's some deep shit.
Yeah, that kind of sucks. Yeah, I think there was a thing somebody proposed having a service that you sign up for that like if you die, they get the notification and they rush over to your place and they start playing it up.
I am so doing that, John. That's going to
Yeah.
be my new business model.
It's great.
What can I do to serve you
It's a
before
great
I
idea.
die?
So let me talk about Tron Ares real quick.
Oh, Jesus.
No, so Tron Ares looks like a pile of shit. Not a big Jared Leto fan, and he's like, I'm an AI soldier, and they're like, come on, get the fuck out of here with this. Nobody cares about this. But you are an AI king. Now, full disclosure, we talked about this before. Our theme song is an AI song created by our good friend Scott Stafford, which is
AI.
Which is great because it's something we can use. YouTube doesn't flag it because it doesn't belong to anybody. Scott made it. So good there where we can't, I could be like, oh, I can think of 100 songs we could use as an intro, but we can't use them because YouTube will flag it, right? So,
right.
Excuse me. So that's good. And what he said to me was, he goes, hey, you know what? Some of this is good. There's a lot of bad, but some of this is good. And you can have fun with it. You can use it for good. Now, did you see the thing with Robin Williams' daughter recently, and how she
go ahead.
She was begging people to not send her AI things of her father, because people make AI things of Robin Williams and saying things he didn't say, maybe uplifting quotes or whatever. And she was like, please, I'm begging you, do not send this crap to me. I hate it. There's an example of something bad where someone's like, I don't want this. This was my father. This isn't real. And as we talked before, you don't want some AI to be someone's therapist and tell them to go kill themselves. That's never fun either, right? But What I think you did with your riding the horse and screaming video, I think that is one of the examples of a good thing. It's a positive thing. It's fun, right? It's not like you're making Robin Williams get on the back of a horse, and scream.
But I could. No, but I
so, you know what I mean? Although Robin Williams was the Denver Broncos cheerleader at one point. That is real. Yeah. So I have to say that your video made me laugh when the beer went down in half a second. I was like, I know you can do a fast beer chug, but it's not that fast.
Not that fast.
So I think that's I will accept that. I will say, hey, Captain Bronco's AI video of him riding a horse and screaming, good. Tron Ares, bad.
I would agree. I think AI can be used for some fun, interesting purposes. I think you look at the announcement of Sora that just came out, not to make this a tech podcast, but I do think OpenAI releasing Sora into the public and allowing people to do generative AI videos that look slightly realistic. A lot of it's AI slop. I mean, it's AI slop. I mean, God, the video that I pushed out was still AI slop. It is, if it's used for the right purposes, like you said, it can be fun. The problem I have, like we both talked about, is when it's detrimental. And I see this stuff on Sora where it's like, oh, look, here's a police engagement on a thing. And you're like, here's somebody's going to find out a way to remove the Sora watermark and it's going to get controversial and somebody's going to do some controversial stuff with it. It just ruins it for everybody.
Yes, whereas nobody thinks you drank a beer in a quarter of a second and fucking hopped on a horse and rode away.
Yeah. But God damn it, my ass looked good on that horse. I told that to my wife. I'm like, look at my ass. It was phenomenal.
Take a picture of that ass and remember it for me. That's
what doesn't look like that now at 50.
But here's the deal. I will agree. There's more bad than good. This is a fun way to use it. I'm all good with it. But isn't it really just kind of the updated version of the jib jab?
I would say yes. I also think you start putting things like this in the hands of the masses, you start seeing how these tools start to be used, and how those tools start to be used tells you a little bit about the personality of the community that you're dealing with. And when I start seeing Martin Luther King talking about Chick-fil-A being open on Sundays, or Stephen Hawking doing a drop-in 720 on a half pipe, it's oh, I love it. Let's turn this to a radio show in the morning. It does start getting concerning because you start going, oh, those are some sacred things. You can't.
Absolutely. That should be shut down, but they don't do it because they probably have the AI and monitoring all that, and they don't care. They just want people to use it so they can make their $1 trillion back, which they never will. But yes, you're right. There are a lot of problems with it. But let's just put this one in the win column for you. How about that?
Thank you for the win column. I will say, anybody who's watching this show or listening to it, I have about 15 of those ready for Sunday. And I'm so excited for him. John got a little preview of it today because he was giving me some shit for it, but I'm so pumped for it. Because, again, I think tools like this should be used for fun.
Sure. It's all good. But yeah, like I said, to me, it's kind of like the jib jab, which is fun. That was kind of fun for people to use, but it's like if the jib jab went evil and was fucking gonna end the world as we know it.
Yeah, but I would say the same thing about South Park, right? I mean, like if you look at South Park and Jib Jab, they're almost the same thing. And kudos to the guys at South Park.
Well,
Huge. Go ahead, John. I
I was going to say the jib jab. You could put like Joe Biden and Donald Trump in the jib jab, and they're going jib jab, whatever the hell they do, and so it's fake, right? And you're like,
exactly.
I know this looks more like South Park than it does reality. So that's the thing. And I know that you haven't seen it yet. I reference it all the time. The I Think You Should Leave show. I think I've referenced this before to you. It's on Netflix. I have, trust me. You've heard me reference it at some point in your life.
I gotta watch it.
But you have to. It's great. There's like 3 seasons of it. It's really fucking funny. It's one of the best things that ever been on television. I will stand by that. Anyway, there's this one skit where it's this old weird looking guy and he's talking to the camera and he's also getting his ears pierced at Claire's. And he had to
Claire's.
And they had to show the video, and then they're showing this other guy getting his ears pierced, and also they have to watch the video, and there's a little girl watching it. They're watching the video of this guy, and he's talking about, first he's like, oh yeah, Susan was really good. She made me feel comfortable, but I had diarrhea, stuff like that. And it goes on and on. He's supposed to be talking about the process of getting your ears pierced at Claire's, this old bald man with long white hair. And so this little girl's watching like, what the hell? And so by the end, he's talking about death, and it gets real weird. And then he says like he showed his mom a jib jab of her husband, and she's like, "What's going on? Where is he?" And he's like, "It's a jib jab," and it's so fucking funny. So anyway, that's why I was thinking about jib jabs today, and I was thinking of that. So
I'm in the jib jabs.
Hey, speaking of Denver Broncos stuff. You know who Jesse James Decker is, right?
Oh God, who doesn't remember Jesse James Decker?
Well, she's still around. She's still kicking it, and so I have to admit I follow her on Instagram. I don't know why. Let me put it this way:
Real Housewives of Denver Broncos ladies.
Well, so Eric Decker shows up in there occasionally, so you can see Eric Decker, who still looks like a big virile stud. Like he hasn't missed a step. He looks like he could still play.
Does he look as good as Mark Sanchez does today? I mean, shit, I could not bring this up.
He only looks better than Mark Sanchez, but he's not in jail. So that's a big thing for Eric Decker. But no, like Jesse James Decker, not my type of gal at all, but definitely my type of gal, if you know what I mean. But so I just saw something. She's on some reality show. They're like in some training camp thing, but I just saw her and I thought, well, that's our connection to her is Eric Decker and the Denver Broncos, because I think they started seeing each other or like getting together when he was still on the Broncos. I'm pretty sure.
I mean, look, most people are promising because they are with us. So yeah, thank the Denver Broncos for promoting your career.
That's
But
right.
if you could explain to me Eric Decker's wife in more detail, that would be helpful for the context of the listeners.
You want me to do that?
Yeah, I mean, you brought it up.
Oh, I just think she's hot. That's all. I just think, but like I said,
Okay.
not exactly my cup of tea, but like kind of my cup of tea.
I mean, does she have some content that we should talk about?
Well, no, not really. It's pretty corny. It's just corny shit. But like I said, Eric Decker shows up in there once in a while, and then like she like fakes like she's gonna give him a blowjob, and like one time, it's I just saw a clip of her. I thought I'd bring it
High
up
quality content,
for the Denver
John.
Broncos discussion. But so while we're at it, before we get back into the football stuff, yes, Mark Sanchez,
Yes.
which was crazy because when that happened, they're like Mark Sanchez got stabbed in Indianapolis.
He's gonna die.
There was all these people, and they were like going. This one guy was like, I can't remember who he is, but fairly prominent guy, and he was like, this is not surprising. All the black teenagers there, and everyone's like, "What the fuck?" And then, of course, like most things, if you wait a little bit, you'll find out that it wasn't black teenagers.
It was Mark.
It was a 69-year-old man who was defending himself against fucking Mark Sanchez, who was off his fucking nut for some reason. So what the fuck happened there? Like, what was he doing? This guy was delivering cooking oil, or like he was picking up cooking oil, used cooking oil from the hotel. And Mark Sanchez is like, you can't be in, like freaking out. I'm like, well, this had to be in the middle of the day. You don't pick up cooking oil at night. So it's the middle of the day, and Mark Sanchez is fucking like attacking this guy. I'm like, Mark, what the fuck? What's going on here, buddy?
I don't know if it was middle of the day. I mean,
it had to have been.
No, did you see the video footage of him walking around Tennessee, like stabbed with blood coming out of him?
No. Are you sure it wasn't AI?
It could have been AI. I mean, look.
Was it at night?
Was on a horse. No, it's just phenomenal to me, that whole Mark Sanchez story. Like, to your point, it's like, oh my God, Mark Sanchez was stabbed. He's gonna die. And then you start like reeling the story back. And this is the problem with most people today. They don't wait. They don't stop.
Wait.
And just wait. It's gonna get more interesting. No, it's Mark Sanchez who jumped into the cab of the guy who was delivering the fry oil, and he just decided not to get out of the cab. And the guy poked him 7 times. And you're like, what's going on? And then the thing that's more astonishing to me, he gets out of the cab and he walks like 3 blocks to the bar he gets arrested at.
Yeah, they found him in a bar, right?
Yeah. It was amazing to me. And you're like, first of all, I look at myself as a employee of people. And I go, hey, I was sent here to do a job. Tomorrow I got a gig. Should I get shit-faced tomorrow? The answer is probably no. But yeah, let's get totally tanked and like stab somebody.
Was he working a game? Is that why he was there? Was he?
He had a game on Sunday with Fox Sports. So this guy, this 69-year-old dude, is not only suing him for what he happened, but he's suing Fox Sports for the affiliation. It's just unbelievable to me.
Fox Sports, like, hey, we don't have anything to do with this. I mean, he's going to go to jail over this. He's going to get
think?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. He's going to get like 10, he's going to get 10 years. Like, they're going to give him 10 years. Now, he probably won't get that much, but he's going to go away for a few years for this, because this isn't like, oh, I got drunk and I actually went into the wrong fucking house. You know what I mean? Like this is like he attacked this guy and the guy ended up having to stab him. Like that's pretty bad. So
stabbing in the back end. But yeah.
So
it's interesting. Is he going to get fucking 4 years? I don't know, John. I feel like no,
he's
he's
gonna
not.
get something. Oh
I
yeah.
don't think he's going to serve any time.
Okay, we're gonna make a bet. This is a booze up bet.
John, you tell me he's not going to serve any time. Or no, I'm telling you he's not serving any time. You tell me how many years he's going to serve time. I'll put $20 on whatever charity you want. But this guy's not serving any time.
I think he's gonna get 2 years in jail.
2 years.
2 years. Now, he may not serve the whole 2 years, but I think he's going to get sentenced to that. At least 2 years.
I don't know. I don't know. Not in this administration.
That's true. He's just got to say a couple glowing things about the president, and they'll be like, "Oh, pardon that guy. Get that guy out of there. What are we doing?
No tariffs."
Yeah. So, good stuff. Good stuff. Mark Sanchez, ex-Denver Broncos quarterback.
The butt fumbler extraordinaire.
Yeah, another Broncos tie-in. I would prefer to think about the Jesse James Decker tie-in than I would the Mark Sanchez tie-in.
Better years. Better years.
Cool. So let me see. I got a couple other things. I got to put my glasses on because I can't read my notes. I can't read my notes anyway, so I have to put on my glasses to see it. Don't care. Oh, are you still watching baseball at all, even though your precious Padres are out of it?
Absolutely not. That's off the. I was so disjointed about the umpire call on that. I'm out.
So I'm the same way, and I know people bum out at this. Baseball purists bum out at this, and like I've seen people who are like super into baseball. They get upset when someone says, I don't care about baseball now because, the Rockies suck. The Rockies are fucking terrible. I don't care.
Team's out. Who cares?
But that's the thing. Baseball, I enjoy baseball. I think baseball is a great sport. But if I don't have a rooting interest, I'm not going to be into it. And I haven't had a rooting interest for years and years. So it's really just killed my whole, I see people really excited about what's going on. And I'm like, oh, maybe I should check that out. I'm like, probably not. I don't care just because I have no a horse in the race pretty much. And I know that sucks, but with hockey, like I'll still watch hockey after my team's been eliminated because granted, I'm not quite as into it, but I will still watch it because I enjoy the sport. Football, same way. We've had to watch football without the Broncos for years and years.
9 years.
But baseball, I just can't do it. And, the Rockies have kind of ruined it for me. And that's where people go, oh, well, you just don't like baseball. It's like, no, that's not true. I like baseball. They've just really kind of bummed me out, and they don't, they're horrible, just the way they've gone about things, and they've soured the whole experience for everyone in Denver. And I think that really hinders my, my enjoyment of baseball.
Yeah, I could see that. I mean, my hindrance of baseball started at the last playoff game for the Padres with a terrible call by the umps. And I think I would love to get your take on this. Putting AI in the call playing position of baseball calls. I think it's okay. I think there's a batter's box. It's defined. Let AI determine that and let them make the calls with human people saying maybe not so much.
Are you talking about balls and strike calls, or are you talking about like outs, like on a base path?
No, I'm talking about balls and strike calls. Like the Padres got fucked during the Cubs game at the very end with almost bases loaded. I have issues still holding them back. So anyways, that's my thought.
Okay, well, I think they're implementing that. I think they're going to that. I don't know if it's technically considered AI, but they're
it's next year. They're doing it.
They're doing that. Maybe not the whole time, but what they've done with the NFL, which I've liked, which they could speed this up and make it a little bit better. Example, in the Chiefs game, when the fucking Lawrence threw that horrible pick near the end, and it was because the guy fucking rubbed him out, and he should have been standing there, but he knocked him out and he pushed him out of the way. total pass interference, completely missed by the refs, whether intentional or not. It's the
Right.
Chiefs. And so what they've done, and they should have done this here, is they're having a booth thing. They're having a automatic booth review where it's like someone gets a first down and they say no. The booth sees it and they go, no, it's a first down. Go ahead and give it to them. They expedite it. They go ahead and they do it. That's how they should do all of this. They should have somebody else watching it. And if the refs don't get it right, they should call them and say, nope, that was pass interference. You cannot, give them that interception. They should do that with all sports. They do it in hockey. Takes a little while longer. Like if there's a goal that they're just not sure if it got over the line or however it went in, they go to Toronto and they have people sitting there watching the game, and they will look at it, and they tell the refs, yes, that's a goal. And then the refs say yes. The NFL's starting to do that. Basketball has a little bit of a replay system, but it's so super slow and lame. They should have somebody else watching the game and determining this. Baseball's the same way. They should have something that is on it. So if the umpire says if it's a strike and it's definitely not, they should have somebody call down and say, nope, that was definitely not a strike. Like if it's borderline, they're not going to be able to do that. But if it's way out and they call it a strike, they should be able to overturn that. That's
trust but verify.
Yeah, I think that's how all sports should go. And I don't know if AI is the way to do it, but I think they can just have a regular person watching and just say, oh no, his foot stepped out of bounds. Don't even go through the process of going through this replay. We don't need it because we can see it, and we are an authority like you, the refs. So anyway, that's what I think they should do.
No, I agree. I think the challenge moving into the near future with sports or anything else when it comes to AI is more along the lines of like trust but verify, right? Like these are the rules. But do these rules apply in this specific situation? Because AI is not going to be able to figure that out.
No, because they're going to be like, "Hey AI, was that was that a fair or foul ball?" And they'll say, "I think you should kill yourself." That's what it's going to say. Everyone's going to go, "What the fuck's that have to do with anything?"
Are you sure you don't want to order Chipotle right now?
Anyway.
Wait. Before we move on, John, I gotta move on to our spicy segment of these spicy hot takes.
Yeah.
Gotta get ready for John Reed's spicy hot takes. I got 3 questions for you, John.
Okay.
Let's talk Riley Moss.
Okay.
I think a lot of Broncos country got problems with him. PI calls, a lot of issues. How are you feeling about Riley Moss across PS2 defending us?
I don't know. I think that really kind of tells you what you need to know, right? If you've got Surtain over here, people were going to avoid him, so they're going to go after that side, right? So he's going to see a lot of action, and he's probably keeping his head above water. I say you let him keep treading water, see if he can get up above there. I think he's probably got a lot on his plate, and that's why I think he's probably having some trouble. So yes, if that continues, then feel free to bitch about it. But I think you got to let him figure out his get his groove on, let's say.
Yeah, it's hard. Let him cook, right? I mean, he's got one PI interference call per game. It's unfortunate he's had them in tough situations, but I think you got to let him cook.
Well, the one dude, and I can't think of who it was. He's not like a big name guy. He got the PI, and then he should have had the last PI that the Eagles were so upset about, and I can't think of who it was. He's not like a well-known player. He was involved in that, and he almost had a second one, and it was like would have really probably screwed him. So I don't know. That's a tough position to play. I think yes, you can't do it. You can't keep doing that forever, but a little bit of that until you can figure it out, I'm okay with.
Okay. What's your thoughts on Deion Sanders and CU football at this point? They're 0-3 in the conference, 2-4 overall. They lost to TSU last week, which I watched. It's interesting. Bill Belichick sounds like he's moving on, looking for $1 million like outfit. Colorado, what are you doing with this dude? That's how I feel. John, how do you feel?
Well, as soon as you mentioned Deion Sanders, I was doing a big thumbs down. Not a Deion fan, never have been. Not a CU fan. So you're probably you're sending this this softball pitch into the wrong guy because really don't
You're a
like
sports guy, John. I look for you for sports insight.
Well, that's fine, but I also hate CU, so I can't overcome that. I think Dion's a blowhard. I couldn't tell you if he was a good coach or not. Doesn't seem like he is because they seem to not be doing that well. I think his first year or two, he got like his kids in there. He got a bunch of people to come who were really good, and then I think people were like. I think a lot of people got turned off by that. I see. This is just my impression. I do not know because I don't follow it because I don't want to follow it. I don't like any of that. I'm not into it. I think Deion Sanders is just kind of a jackass. I always thought he was. Remember he was on Saturday Night Live. He was the host and the musical guest, and it was so bad. It was terrible. So
John, I'm trying to stay like in the middle, but right now I'm hurting you because I feel the same way about that jackass.
Yeah, he sucks, man. He sucks. He's got some health problems, which that sucks. I don't want him to have health problems, so I'm not like hoping that gets worse. But I was kind of hoping he was just gonna like once his sons left, I hope he was gonna bail out and just be like, all right, I'm out of here. See you, because everybody really invested a lot in him and emotionally and. I've got this friend of mine, and I've known her since I was in college, and we went to CSU together. She grew up in Boulder, right, but then went to CSU, and like not a sports person at all. Like has no idea about it whatsoever.
Right.
She saw John Elway like a while back, and she hadn't like you and I have seen Elway probably a picture of Elway probably once or twice a week for the last fucking 30 years, right? You've always seen Elway, right? And you've always updates on what Elway looks like. She hadn't seen him, and she went, "Oh my God, he had so much plastic surgery." And I was like, "You know what? You're right." And I was like, "Holy shit! I've seen him so much that I just never even noticed." But she noticed. Anyway, not a sports fan. Way into like I think their daughter went to CU. Like I said, she was from Boulder. Totally into Deion, loves CU, just loves it and can't get enough. And I just was like, I don't even know where to begin. So I didn't even really get into it with her. I just couldn't. So I didn't want to break her heart.
Yeah, no, it's hard.
Yeah, fuck him.
Yeah, fuck him. My wife wore a shirt the other day that said "We coming." And I said to myself, well, this is the problem with college education. This is what we're doing with football sports. Can't even form a sentence.
Is that a CU shirt?
Yeah, it said "We coming." And I said, well, that should be worn by somebody over at Pornhub.
Yeah, I don't want anything to do with that.
Yeah, I agree. Great. Let's move on to a positive topic.
Okay.
The last one on John Reedy's Hot Takes. Avalanche hockey started last night. Started off with a bang. How you feeling, bro?
Feeling great. I was very tired though, and I only caught the first period. And I decided I watched that, and I was like, this is like the night that there was a rumor that Trump died, and I was really tired, and I was like, I gotta stay up, refreshing the feed.
It's gonna happen.
And I was like, you know what? I was like, I'm just going to go to bed. I'll find out in the morning, that hopefully he's alive and well. And so same thing. I was like, I'm really tired. I cannot stay up for this fucking California game, right? Starts late here. And I was like, okay, but I was pleasantly surprised to find out they won 4-1. And some of my fantasy players scored a lot of points last night, but, no, it's great. It's really good to have it back. It kind of like lessens the blow knowing that winter's coming, so that I have this to look forward to. So yeah, it's very good. going to go to the game. Oh shit! There's that whiskey coming back on me. Going to go to the game on Saturday with our buddy Snyder, and
Nice.
I'll report back to you. But yes, God bless the Avalanche and everything they represent.
How are you feeling about the end of the season? Where are you going? Are we going playoffs with the Avalanche? I mean, I follow them on Apple Sports. Not a big hockey fan.
Oh yeah, they're playoff bound for sure. That's a lock. Now, what they do from there is certainly up in the air. But no, they're a playoff team. Are right out the gate for sure. Yeah, they won't miss the playoffs unless something horrible happens, which obviously is the case with most teams. Something horrible happens, then nothing you can do. But yeah, they're playoff bound. They are contenders. They're probably one of 5 contenders probably already, and we're hoping big things. And as are the Nuggets. The Nuggets are also contenders. I think maybe even more so.
What is Denver going to do when the Nuggets, the Avalanche, and the Broncos all make it to the playoffs? City going to implode? What are we doing here?
No, that'd be fine. I think
It's just
the Nuggets. Fine. No, this happened just last year. I mean, the Broncos went to the playoffs for the first time. The Nuggets and the Avalanche were well in. So yeah, it happened. They just don't happen at the same time. So that's kind of a problem. Nuggets and Avalanche happen at the same time. Broncos, season's going to be over, well before that. So, but now if they all win a championship, now we're talking about some sort of implosion, a sports implosion.
I enjoy sports implosions. Speaking of sports implosions, John, I have to admit something to you.
Oh,
that you don't know.
The confession.
It's a confession. I do have to admit something to you. There's 2 things.
Okay.
One I never thought I'd admit. I joined X.
Wait, what?
Yeah, I went back.
You went back?
I went back. I joined X purely for the fact there were certain sports entities that have not made the transition to our good friend Blue Sky.
Okay.
And I got to tell you, it's not terrible. I mean, it's not good.
Well, considering
but it's not terrible.
Considering how many people have watched this live stream so far, I would say it's not very successful.
But it's the audio feed, John. I'm telling you, there's hundreds.
Okay, all right. Well, that's your choice as a red-blooded American. You can do what you want.
Yeah,
it's fine. But I won't go back there. I will never go back there. So have fun. I know, our pal John Manders was trying to get me to go back there, and he's still there for some reason.
You know what it is, John? It's Colin. I miss Colin.
Colin's on Blue Sky?
Is he? But he doesn't post.
He doesn't post. So,
no,
but is he posting over there?
Oh, dude, he's posting all the time. Like yesterday's game, he was all over it. So it's like, this is where I draw the line. It's like, oh, it's hard. I understand why the sports guys don't move because they got a following.
Listen, there's certainly that with Blue Sky because, I'm like looking for hockey stuff, and I'm like, it's just not there. It wasn't. There's certain fantasy analysts that I followed they did not come over, and some of them did, but then I just think they kind of forget to post there because they're used to posting over there.
Like Andrew Mason, like he's on both.
Yeah. He's on both. Yeah. He does a good job on Blue Sky. I think some people have to be on there. They feel like they have to be on there, but if that's what your soul's worth, then I guess you're gonna pay the soul troll or the soul troll.
I just can't. Damn it! I just can't live a life without lies. So okay. Over on X. Don't at me. I'm not involved. I just want to work.
Try to get some people to watch our ramblings. That'd be great.
I'm trying, John.
If they want, if those people want that Nazi thing I showed you earlier, they're welcome to it because if that's what they're into.
Hey, you know what? Matter of fact, that's the group we're going after.
yeah. Take that screenshot of holding up the Nazi thing, post that on there, and say, "Hey, Twitter Xers,
Hey, Broncos fans,
this
if
is what
you
we're
like
talking
Third
about.
Reich and occult comments,
Broncos and the Third Reich, baby. So
Captain
is
America.
that all your confessions? Because we have to get to the.
No, I know we're at 55 minutes and 39 seconds. Let's talk about the championship killers.
Championship killers, Denver Broncos. Now let me tell you this. I got to put my eyes on. That game was the game against the Eagles was like a under 44, and it went under that obviously.
Absolutely.
And the only time Denver has gone over this year was Indianapolis, where the over was 43 and a half, and that went 57 points. So they went way over in that game. But every other time, it's been under. They have not gone over except that one time. And as we talk about the Broncos and Jets in London, by the way, the Broncos are heavy favorites by 7.5 points, and the over/under is 43 and a half. So, are we staying under that again? Is that what we're looking at? What's your initial thoughts there, Captain?
John, have you seen the erection the Broncos have gotten after beating the Eagles? I mean, it's fucking huge.
Like Big Ben.
I mean, this is Big Ben erection huge. Look, nobody's going to stop this train. Look at the team, the teams the Broncos are playing in the future. Look, I got to say, I'm not a huge fantasy guy. Don't ever pay attention to my points, but I'm telling you, the Broncos going to win by 20.
20 points.
I mean, God damn it. Look at the Jets. They're 0-5. They're terrible. There isn't much positive to say about them. Javonte Williams ran 180 yards. Former Bronco against Dallas. Dallas or the Denver defense is strong. Giving up, sad PS2 vibes in the backfield. Backfield's got problems, but I feel big points, big puntos.
So I believe that, yes, they should win by the 7.5 for sure. But they've also been known to have a high, like beating the Eagles and then lay a big egg. Here's the deal.
We're not doing that, John. We're not doing it. Not on this show.
So Jalen Hurts is a good running quarterback.
Jalen
Squirts. He also runs. He's very fast. Justin Fields, really running is one of his strong suits. And
Justin Squeals.
The Broncos do a great job containing those types of quarterbacks. So if they can make what's his name, Jalen Hurts, look kind of mediocre, they're going to make Justin Fields be very mediocre. So I think I'm with you. Maybe not on the 20 points, but they could win by 2 touchdowns, I think. I mean,
John, you disagreed with me about the Broncos beating the Eagles, and we did it. And it was way more than the 17-12 prediction that I had. It's steamrolling, John.
I said the Broncos would cover. I said the Broncos would cover, and they did. Right?
Okay, they covered, but you didn't say they would win.
That's fine. I'm agreeing with you. I think they are going to win because you're right. I think they're going to be pumped, but and granted, the Jets have to do it too, but they do have to travel to London. So
they're already been there for 5 days. It's
okay.
Ted Lasso has been in the locker room. John.
Oh, don't talk about Ted. Don't talk about Ted Lasso. He doesn't like the Broncos. Remember,
dude.
He likes to tell homophobic jokes about Bronco fans.
Look, I understand your problem with Ted Lasso.
Let's not talk about Ted Lasso. Let's not bring
about positivity here.
Yeah. Anyway, wouldn't it be fun to see a game in like London or Dublin, one of those places?
You want to go?
Yeah, I want to fucking go. I mean, you can't go to this one. This is a little.
Why not? We got a 30% credit card rate. Let's go.
It's a little late. I got a few things I gotta do this weekend that might get in the way of that, but
All right. Well, I'll tell my wife that you said no.
Okay.
She gave me the green light, but
no,
you said no.
Really?
Yeah, she literally talked to her friend who's a British Airways flight attendant and said, "Hey, you want to go?" I'm like, "Can you do John Reedy too?"
Well, that'd be great, but I'd have to like go and come right back. You know what I mean? I couldn't like.
That's the way I feel. I got to go back to work on Monday.
But I mean, that'd be all right. Like you'd get there and you could just stay on. We could just stay on our times over here, and then just kind of like do it, and then fly back. I think that'd be all right, you know. But I'm sure that's what the teams are doing. They're probably, unless they're there very long, they might do that. But no, here was the thing: when they announced the game in Dublin, I thought, if it's the Broncos, I'm going. If it's the Broncos, I gotta go to Dublin.
As you should.
But it wasn't. So, but if they do that in the future, then we're going to go. And I know that our buddy Snyder is, you know, he said that if he wins like Lotto or something, you know, he's gonna take everybody. So we'll all go on his dime at that.
We all love Snyder.
Yeah, so that'll be great. So, so we're in agreement that the Broncos are going to win,
and maybe. We're in 1 hour and 1 minute, John. We got to.
That's right. That's good. Well, we'll check back in next week and we'll make sure that that prediction came true. But I think you're right. They're on a bit of a roll. I think that they kind of got a little bit of a blueprint how to win. I think that what the Patriots did to the Bills is a little more impressive because they kind of hung on, you know, and they were in it from the beginning and they hung on, but the Broncos had to wait for the door to open, and then they walked through. They didn't kick the door down; the door was left open, and the Broncos walked through. You know what I mean? So,
nah, you see my face on this?
Yeah, I see your face, but I'm just saying, the door was closed.
Okay.
The Eagles fell asleep and left the door unlocked, and then the Broncos walked in and won the game. So, if they hadn't left the door unlocked, I don't think that would be the same outcome. But we'll see.
All right.
I think they're gonna win. I hope they win a couple. It'd be great if they could if they could win the AFC West and make the Chiefs go on the road somewhere for the playoffs. It'd be fantastic.
I'd agree. Have you ever thought of the fact that the other team is a punk? Wait,
that is what?
Punk ass bitches.
Oh, punk ass bitches. Yeah, of course.
Yeah, that
always occurs to me. Absolutely. All right, let's get out of here.
Yeah, we should.
We've done enough Broncos talk and AI
talk.
We've covered it all. So let me see if I can do this. Yeah, that was good stuff. We're going to check back in next week. Oh, well, yeah, they're going to go on bye next week, right?
Yes.
So we'll do a show on Wednesday, and then we'll see how it goes from there. Just to recap what happened. All right, gang. For me and the captains, this has been the Broncos Booze Up. Until next time. Adios. It was a